Hi guys, welcome back to Crime Time with Jess. So you probably heard me over here yelling at my cat. Um he is obsessed. I have everything out on my kitchen table and he just won't leave my laptop alone. He wants to sit on my chest. He's eyeing my water that I'm afraid he's going to knock over. Hopefully not. But as you can see, these two lovely people had a baby. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, 1 year from the date that she was released from prison, had a child, according to her. According to her. Okay. I find the timing just so convenient for her. Gypsy is obsessed with having this perfect image of look at me, guys. Look at me. 1 year to the date, a little miracle was born for me that I was released from prison. I am not going to say anything bad about this child. And I want you guys to know something. I've been seeing some of y'all in the comment sections. Be nice to this baby. Okay. The comments that I've been seeing about, is this an opossum? You know, say it about Gypsy all day long, but leave the baby alone. It's not her fault. I feel terrible for this child just because of the crap she's going to have to go through online. So if we could all just be kind, that would be nice. But I want to get into the timeline because Gypsy Rose Blanchard herself put out a timeline that said, here's what happened on this date, this date, this date, this date, this date, right? If that timeline is correct, I want to know who her baby's daddy is because I'm having a really difficult time believing that it's Ken's. It's one or two things. This is where I'm at with Gypsy's baby saga. She's either lied about how long her and Ken were hooking up, which is very probable, or Ken is not the dad because the math is not mathing with her timeline. And I want to take a look at her timeline quickly. Let's look at her timeline that she herself did. Okay. Let's take a gander here. Her words, old Gypsy. What did she say? Left Ryan March 23rd. Had a period April 17th. Made love with Ken and only him April 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th. Conceived on May 4th and positive tests. Jesus. Listen, I've had really bad sinuses. And you know when your nose is stuffed up and your ears are stuffed up, how it affects your speech. So I apologize in advance. But she says there's a positive test on May 24th. Ken is the father. Ma'am, and I've done it, if you pull up a simple pregnancy calculator, they're free. Google one. Anyone. Just pick any one of them. You can calculate a baby's due date by your last period, which she said is April 17th. You can calculate it by the day you conceived on, which she says is May 4th. I've done this with different pregnancy calculators. None of it masks up correctly. Okay. If you put in May 4th as her conception date, you get back a January 7th due date, which, if that's right, well, then she wouldn't be too far off with December 28th, 10 days or so, give or take. So, not that big of a deal. But if you go by her last period, you get a February 7th date, okay? Which is a ways off from her December 28th delivery. So this timeline, I'm looking at this. It doesn't say stop sleeping with Ryan on March 20th 3rd, just that she left him on that day. We have no idea what when their relations stopped. We don't know. What if they, were knocking boots on the 22nd? I have no idea because she doesn't give that part of it, right? But if you want my honest opinion, I really think that she's just, oh, hi, Colleen. You were having issues getting in chat? Oh, really? I'm sorry. I hope everything sounds fine. I want to get into this Gypsy stuff because I'm not her biggest hater. I don't spend all of my time hating on Gypsy Rose. But when I see this kind of stuff, it looks like a very obvious lie. It's like she's lying about something, but you're just not quite sure what it is. Like, what are you lying about, Gypsy? Are you really trying to save face and say that you that you weren't sleeping with Ken as long as you were, as if somehow publicly humiliating the crap out of your husband, getting pregnant, actually having a kid, matching tattoos, all of the crap you've done wasn't bad enough, that somehow people are just going to judge you that much harsher knowing you were sleeping with Ken for like a month earlier. No one would be surprised at that. No one, you know. So I want to look at something else just to recap, because this is why I think that Gypsy's just lying about how long they were hooking up. Let me make sure it's the right one. Okay. So let's just go back to this little video that Lifetime put out where she's laughing it up on the phone with Ken and all this stuff. But listen to what she says. Let's just recap here. Listen to what she says about Ryan finding out about her and Ken. Okay.
Looks like Nanny McPhee a little bit.
That's terrible. No, it doesn't.
It's healing. So what's up? How's your day going?
Ryan called me. He's like, guess what I found out today? I said, what? That you've been talking about my since late February. I'm like,
wow.
Oh.
Ma'am, what did you just say? Ryan called her to tell her that he found out that she was talking to Ken since late February and called her an effing see you next Tuesday. Okay, which I don't blame him. No, but I am not mad at Ryan Anderson for that. Okay, I probably would have said a lot worse. But yes, she just said that. And I just wanna replay it one more time. One more time. Just for the people in the back, just one more time. Because maybe Ryan found out that they were just talking at the end of February. But that doesn't mean that there wasn't more stuff that he did not find out about.
No, hey.
And you know what? And here's the thing. Look at them laughing. Just laughing it up. Yakking. Oh, this is so funny. Guess what? Ryan called me today and found out that we were talking since the end of February. Ha ha. And they just think this is hilarious. They lie. Watch. Let's watch again. So I'm going to blow the whole screen up. Let's just watch it again.
Oh my God, your nose.
I know.
It looks good. It looks good.
Who are you lying to right now?
Looks like Nanny McPhee a little bit.
Okay, just before we listen to her say this again, if your man called you Nanny McPhee, if come on, that's so embarrassing. right? And look at her face. Look at her. I love this face because she knows how bad that sounds. Okay, anyway, let's listen to her again. Laugh it up about Ryan finding out that she was talking to Ken in late February.
That's terrible.
I'm just
No,
joking.
it
It's good.
doesn't.
It's healing. So what's up? How's your day going?
Ryan called me. He's like, guess what I found out today? I said, what? You've been talking about since late February. I'm like,
Wow.
oh.
Wow.
I'm like, and then I'm like, so are you gonna subpoena my text messages? He's like, yep. Oh my god, he's blowing my freaking up again.
This is why you just need to block him, honestly. Like, it just feels like it's just you two fighting every day. Whenever
Pretty much.
Well, yeah, Ken, that kind of happens when, you just walk out on your husband and go get pregnant with somebody else's baby, matching tattoos and all of that nonsense. Yeah, Colleen, the math is not mathing with this girl at all. So there's some evidence there that she was talking to Ken in late February. We can say that that's true. I mean, she is talking about it here. And then there's one other thing. Let me read Colleen's comments real quick. I think it sounds good, and the problem was my end. Okay, awesome. Well, look, it doesn't say she slept with Ken on the day she conceived, or right? Right? She didn't clarify none of that. She did put it straightforward some dates and times. But again, I was blown away. When I saw that she had this baby, I was like, you've got to be kidding. It's almost her due date was what? January 22nd. So that's three weeks and some change early, which I guess isn't insanely early. But when there's a question of paternity, those 3 weeks can mean everything. You know what I mean? And there is a question of paternity. As much as Gypsy would not like that to be or be a topic of discussion, there is a question of paternity. She went right from Ryan to Ken. There was no intermission there. There was no time. I mean, literally from Ryan straight into a relationship with Ken. No time to breathe, no time for nothing. And we all know that her and Ryan were sleeping together. On the last episode, I kept trying to find it, and I really couldn't. I just could find a clip of it, and I'm going to play it. But on the last episode, if you watched Life After Lockup, Ryan he's very distraught, but he does say that he's very confused about the baby. That Gypsy had sent him a pregnancy test, a positive one, and he was very confused. He really said, I don't know. I don't know who the father is, right? Which I would probably feel the same way. Now that she's had this baby this early, I'm just thinking, Ryan Anderson, please go get that paternity test, sir. I don't know if y'all have it scheduled. I don't know what's going on. Get the paternity test. Or Gypsy, stop lying about how much you were a cheater. You're already a cheater. It doesn't even matter when you started cheating. You're just a cheater, period. So all right, before I get worked up, let's it's her lies for me, you guys. I don't get wrapped up into every conspiracy about Gypsy, but when I start seeing just obvious crazy lies from her, I'm like, listen, this is not okay. All right, so let's watch this. And they just show a clip of Ryan.
Down to her due date in January, her estranged husband, Ryan Anderson, is speaking out on the paternity of the unborn child. The Louisiana school teacher goes live on TikTok just hours after Gypsy's gender reveal to let fans know he still needs to get a paternity test, saying, I have to take a DNA test for court. I don't have a choice. The way the timeline matches up, I don't think it's mine, but I don't know. The DNA test is going to prove it. crazier things have happened. I just don't know. I hate being in this situation. Gypsy and Ryan tied the knot in 2020.
Exactly. State of confusion this man stays in, which, I mean, that's just some narcissistic stuff. And I think there's a lot of us that believe that Gypsy probably is narcissistic, even though we're not doctors. We're just assuming because the crap we see her do to other people, you know, the humiliation she has inflicted on Ryan alone is beyond belief. I just have never. I mean, what she put Ryan through, even if that was done in private, would be insanely painful, right? But the fact that it was done so publicly, the flaunting of those tattoos and the smiles and I mean, it was so flaunted. The public factor, I think, makes it 10 times worse. There's no hiding from it. Everybody's watching you with egg on your face. Most likely, I'm just going to assume that Ryan's family, I don't think that they probably were saying, I told you so. But they were probably thinking it and he probably knew it, you know. So Colin is saying, well, look, it doesn't. Oh, you're like me, Colleen. I start a lot of sentences with well. Well, I was 2 months early and I survived. Oh, yeah, that makes it harder for paternity. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I don't, I hope the baby is healthy. Uh, Ken, Ken said that the baby is healthy, which is good. But no, you don't have to shut up, Colleen. You don't have to shut up. I'm glad the baby's healthy. That's a good thing. But it's just, Gypsy needs to get the hell off the internet. Okay? She just does. For her own benefit, for the benefit of her child. This baby doesn't need to go through this kind of stuff. It really doesn't. And as much hatred as there is for her, and there's a ton, there's a whole bunch, it's just not good. Staying offline, because if you guys haven't seen her newest upload, and I feel like I have a different opinion than other creators on this, but she uploaded a TikTok. I'm not going to play it. She's uploaded a TikTok and she's showing off her body. You know, she's pulls her shirt up and shows her stomach, and she looks good for just having a baby. I've had 6 children. I was, I guess, one of those lucky people that I was the same way. After every one of my kids, I just went, my stomach was flat, and I just went back to my normal self. And I know a lot of women that haven't. There's some women that after they have a baby, they still look a little pregnant. Their stomachs, just haven't gone all the way back down. It's normal, and every woman is different. And also, I seen everyone saying, "Where's her priorities?" And listen, I don't know a woman alive that has had a baby, and especially your first baby, and weight is not something that you think about. It just is. Being pregnant for a lot of women can make you feel very unattractive. Okay. And you gain that weight after you have the baby, you're eager to get back to your normal self, your former self. And I remember trying on my same pair of jeans and until they would button, and I'd be checking it myself out too. How's my stomach going down? Would I put that online? Probably not, but she did. No surprise there. It is Gypsy. So I think the video is trashy in and of itself, but do I think that there's any harm in her focusing on her appearance, her weight? No, it's actually very normal. It really is. you would be lying. Anybody would be lying if they said they didn't know anyone, including themselves, that had thoughts about that. Just as women, we're a little self conscious about that. So I'm personally glad that she did not post the child. I'm just waiting for that. I'm just waiting for her to post a picture of this child's face, or to see it on People Magazine, or to see it on TMZ, whoever pays the highest. I feel like that's where she's going to go with this. And it's just sad. That little girl being used for money in Gypsy's whole debacle, very sad, because she's just repeating a pattern in a way. I mean, her mother did use her for money as well. You can't say she didn't. I mean, she did. Gypsy's doing the same crap, same thing. So hopefully she does just stick to content of herself. But honestly, again, it would just be in her best interest and her child's. Let Lifetime play out your little, you know, show, but stay offline. It's just so toxic. And I've already seen really toxic comments about the baby. And every time I see one, I want to say something to the person, but I'm just like, it's not even worth it. I hope people are a little kinder to the child. It is not her fault. Please remember that. And also, where's Ryan? Ryan, you might have a whole baby out here, Ryan. We don't know that if you do or not, Ryan. Do you know if this is your child or not, Ryan? Because this baby was early. And Gypsy's due date and her whole timeline is just jacked up, Ryan. So calling Ryan Anderson, can you come take a paternity test? Or at least say something. I mean, I've wondered. Ryan has been quiet since I think like right before their divorce was final. We just haven't heard from Ryan. No lives, no nothing, very quiet. And I'm wondering, did it go through Ryan's head? Like Ryan, when you seen this announcement of Gypsy and her baby being born, did you think, holy crap, that might be my kid? Today's like the 28th. Well, actually, they didn't announce it till the 1st, which I don't know why they didn't announce it till the 1st. I was thinking about that. I was like, why would they do that? She had the baby on the 28th. They announced it January 1st. A lot of people have said Gypsy's doing this for attention. She's got to have all the attention. That really wouldn't surprise me with her. But, I just wonder, because Ken's statement was, Aurora's healthy and we're happy. Basically that's all that matters. So I'm just wondering, with her being born early, was she in the NICU for a couple of days? Is that why they didn't announce it till the 1st? I don't really know. There hasn't been a lot of details about the birth, other than Gypsy is saying that she had the baby naturally. She was 6 centimeters dilated. She got her epidural. She said she pushed, I think, 15 minutes. She didn't feel anything, and the baby was out. So she's saying she had a natural birth. I know there's some creators that have speculated that, she had a cesarean section. That's not what she's saying. We don't know. But I will tell you guys, because I see a lot of people in the comments say, wait, didn't she have a C-section? You guys, let me say this to you. I know that there's a couple creators that post a lot of videos about Gypsy, and their speculation is taken as fact, or that this is absolutely what happened. You always have to keep in mind that it's just speculation. It is rumor. None of that has been confirmed. There's no confirmation of a C-section. There's no confirmation other than from Gypsy herself, who is a terrible liar. But Gypsy has said she had a natural birth. Maybe she did. I'm just saying to keep it in mind that some of your favorite content creators about Gypsy speculate a lot. And that's okay. I'm speculating. We speculate a lot on YouTube, but I don't think they always make that so clear. And I also think that people just naturally take what they say as fact and don't do that because a lot of it is just them speculating on what they think it could be. Colin is saying, could it be anyone else, a third dude? I doubt it. I mean, it's possible. Listen, Gypsy is a wild one. She is a wild one. I guess that's possible. Um, but it seems I think she had her hands full with Ryan and Ken because she was juggling them at the same time. Oh, and that's one other thing I want to bring up. If you guys remember in the Life After Lockup show, Gypsy tells Christy, and this always got under my skin, okay? But Gypsy tells Christy that she woke Ryan up in the middle of the night on February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, to tell him that she really missed Ken and was crying over Ken. She told her stepmother this, being filmed by Lifetime. So imagine you have work the next day and your wife is waking you up in the middle, 3 o'clock in the morning. That's what she said. Waking you up 3 o'clock in the morning to tell you how much she misses her ex. Can you imagine that? Listen, she would have been out of my house that night. Get out, call your stepmom, and come pick you up and go call him or do whatever you're doing. This is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, that's some very childish, insane stuff, but that's out of her own mouth. She said she did that. So let's think about that. If she's telling Christy that she woke Ryan up on February 13th, day before Valentine's Day, to tell him how much she missed Ken, and then the clip that we watched earlier with her laughing it up with Ken and saying, "Oh, guess what? Ryan found out that we've been talking since the end of February." Coos, you mean to tell me that they waited all of that time until April, the end of April, before they slept together? I highly, highly doubt it. When she announced that she left Ryan, wasn't really when she had left Ryan prior to that. That was just kind of like the official, you know, statement. I think she was sleeping with Ken a whole lot longer. So, but that's my 2 cents, guys. I'm going to get off and I'll see you guys later. Bye, Colleen. Thank you for being in here. Bye for now, guys.